Okay, so this is episode number 3 of the Comeback Journey podcast. My name's Nick, the host. Here with me is my boy Kasey.
Kasey home. You guys might know my brother from the last episode, Cody. And Nick here has been my best friend for a long time, for a number of years now. Close to 10 years.
Yeah.
No, not quite. 9 years.
Yeah.
I would say 9 years. Met in high school, but we didn't really start hanging out until after high school. Just, hanging around the same crowd and into a lot of the same things, for better or for worse.
Yeah.
We've
ridden through the roller coaster.
Absolutely, ups and downs, no matter what. But definitely my best friend, and has my back through everything. I run everything. This guy, from minor decisions to major decisions. This guy right here has my back
Like
on
text or call.
everything.
So you've been living in North Carolina for the last 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Moved back yesterday.
Yeah.
But even while you were out there, we talked pretty much every single day.
Yeah.
And texting like Kasey would hit me up what should I say to this girl?
Yeah, dude, I remember the first girl, one of the first girls I started talking to after I got in my last relationship. I called you because I was in the middle of texting her or Snapchatting her, and you were walking me through what to say, and it was perfect, man. It worked out awesome. But from everything from that to what should my next investment be? What should my next purchase be? We just run by each other constantly, So I feel it's a hallmark of a good friendship.
Yeah,
right there,
absolutely.
So.
Oh man.
Yeah,
I'm super excited that you're back for good. It's been weird because you moved a month or two after I got sober.
Yeah.
So it was weird not having my best friend around while I'm starting this new journey in life,
But honestly, probably a good thing because I was not sober at the time. So even though I am your best friend, I got your back and everything, I could be a bad influence, and I'll admit that. I'll be the first one to admit that I can be a very bad influence.
Yeah,
So,
I can too, but hopefully not anymore, But
absolutely not.
I feel like I was the bad influence of all of our friends,
Yeah.
I was the one that was hey, you should do this.
Yeah.
Come try this.
Oh, it's funny because my mom would always say oh, I love Nicholas. He's the best of your friends. Whenever we did something bad, you were.
But
right there.
until that one time where your mom came home and I was outside smoking a cigarette and she was I don't want Nick to come over anymore.
Yeah, that's when it got
to that
real
point.
bad.
Yeah,
Damn.
that's how you know
up.
because and I love your mom and she loves me too. We're super. I just saw her earlier today.
Yeah.
She always asks how I am. She's texted me to say how proud she is and the mom in her is so proud, which is amazing,
Yeah.
But it's just it's crazy to see life transitions like that.
Yeah. And I was actually recently talking to a friend, and I was saying that no matter how many times, because obviously I'm 2 weeks sober right now, and so obviously I've relapsed, and that's something I've always struggled with, but I feel every single time, but I don't take my failures as failures. Every single time I fail, I learn from it.
Yeah.
And slow progress is still progress, no matter what you do.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel people just get so let down by every single time. So say they start working out and they're on a diet and they fuck up on their diet, and they just take that as well, fuck it. I fucked up on my diet, now I just fuck it all.
Right, all progress gone.
Right, all progress gone. It's no,
back to square one.
Get back to it the very next day. You know what I mean? You're still making progress. You just went on a week of sticking to your diet 100% and you messed up one day, one meal, get back to it the next day.
Yeah.
And go for it for 2 weeks. You know what I mean? And allow yourself cheat days and whatever you do. You know what I mean?
You can't be perfect.
No one can be perfect. And if you do that, it's way too much stress, it's way too much anxiety, and
right.
No one can handle that, People post, I feel a big issue is Instagram and social media, and people follow people and what do you do on Instagram? You take 50 pictures and you post the best one. You post your coolest vacations. You post, all the cool shit you do. Mm-hmm. You don't post yourself sitting on your fucking couch watching TV and eating a pack of Oreos. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I did that yesterday.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's neither here nor there.
That's the real people,
right?
Us, you know what I mean? Like nobody is perfect, but that's all they reflect on their social media. They look perfect, and so people compare themselves to that.
Yeah.
I feel like it's very unhealthy.
I just because I made like the new Instagram for this, the comeback journey, right? And one of the posts I made was like, it was a picture of me, like smiling with like a view. It was like Cabrillo National Monument, like a lighthouse, and for reference, this is in San Diego, but I like posted this picture and I was like, the caption was like, smile, life is perfect, everything's amazing,
right?
You know, this is how it's supposed to be, right? Like, wrong. This is not real life. Like, you can't be happy 24/7. You can't be like on a constant incline of like climbing and getting better and better without stumbling. It's just not possible. And it's not healthy either, because you're not gonna, like, if you don't experience the downs, then you're not gonna appreciate the ups.
Right.
And
you also hold yourself to an impossible standard.
Right.
And when you
probably
hold
gonna
yourself
hold other people to an impossible standard, and
it's just not healthy physically, mentally, in all aspects of life. You know? It's just not good for you.
So like one improvement that like we're each trying to make is like you just mentioned, your 2 weeks, 15 days sober,
right? And
this is day 10 for me of not smoking, and I've been struggling with this for like a hot minute, because I like, this is the second time I went to rehab, which was today's the 29th, so like 6 days ago I hit 2.5 years clean and sober,
which is fucking amazing, by the way. That's
thank
awesome.
you. Yeah, I'm super excited about it. But I quit everything, like
right
cold turkey, like no relapses like I had before, but like this time I've been straight through. But the smoking thing is like, nicotine is a motherfucker. Like, that is ridiculous. I couldn't, like, I kept telling myself, like, I can't do it. I can't. This is, like mentally I was like, nah, like my willpower was not there.
Yeah.
And then we like made this bet when you had the idea, like, when you hit 60 days sober, we're gonna get these tattoos.
Right. But then we decided to hold you to a standard as well.
You decided, and
I decided that because it's a great idea.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
To where like he's got to stay, sober for 60 days, and I can't smoke for 60 days. And if either of us fuck up on that, then like deal's off.
Right.
So now,
but the deal is, did we tell him the deal? No, we didn't.
The tattoo thing.
Tattoos, yeah.
I think I briefly mentioned it, but like, so we're gonna get tattoos.
That we've both been wanting to get, and so, but it's kind of a reward for ourselves if we make it to this milestone. If not, then it resets.
Right.
And that goes for both of us. If I make it 60 days and you don't, we don't get it.
Yeah.
We both
if one of us, we both have to hit that mark. If one of us hits it and the other doesn't, it doesn't count. We both have to do it.
Right.
So.
Which is an accountability thing, which I feel like helps a lot when it comes to these sort of things.
Yeah, 100%.
You need to be able to have someone that holds you accountable, because if you don't have that person that does that for you, you may feel like you can do it all yourself, but you can't.
No, you have to have that support, that team around you, whether it's one person or 5 people. But it's up, like, it's up to the discretion of the individual. But like, you gotta have something. Right. You
can't do it all yourself. No matter how hard you try.
Yeah, and no matter what it is, like if you're not gonna get anywhere. Like, as much as people say, like, I feel like we're both pretty introverted, but like, as much as we're introverted and we don't want to like be around people 24/7, like, we still need relationships like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a human nature to want to be around people. So I mean, no matter how introverted you are, you still need someone to talk to, someone to be around. Otherwise you go crazy. You know? So it's just good to have a support system around you, like Nick mentioned, whether it's one person or 5 people or 10 people, as long as somebody's got your back, it's important.
Yeah.
And if you don't have anyone, then, find meetup groups, do something, there's always something you can do. It could be an online friend, for like years, like I played World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
And like pretty much all I had were online friends. But you know what? I met some of I didn't actually meet them obviously, but like some of the greatest people, like some of the best friends, some of the, you know, shared a lot in common with these people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's important.
Like,
right.
This is a gaming platform.
Right.
You know, it could, and that's the thing is like, with games like that, like online games and like the internet, you can meet people all over the world.
Right.
Like there are no restrictions other than like people that aren't on a particular platform that you're on. But like otherwise you have like global reach.
Right.
And
I mean, today's day and age, you can get their number, you can FaceTime them, you can text them, you know what I mean? And someone out there, even if you feel like it's not true, someone out there cares about you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Someone out there cares about you. You just need to find that person. Sometimes it's not easy, but it's worth it.
Yeah.
You know? Whether it's a friend, whether it's a significant other, whether it's a family member, someone out there cares about you and what you're doing. And that's important to realize.
Yeah. So we were discussing a little earlier about, I guess, complaining.
Yeah.
In, you know, broad sense, but specifically like things that, like if you set like personal goals for yourself, or if you are saying like for me, I'm like recently getting back in the gym. Like last year I like had this goal, I'm gonna get in great shape, and I did it, and then like this whole last year I've been slacking, and like I could say like I was working a lot, I was working like 2 full-time jobs, and didn't really have a whole lot of time to go to the gym, but like I could have found time. You can always find time to do something that's important to you, you know? And so I didn't, and like now I'm like just getting back into it, and I'm going to the gym for like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and I'm like, ugh, like I really should be going longer.
Yeah.
And this is like what I said to you. I was like, man, I've only been doing like 30-minute workouts. And you're like, well, at least you're going. Like, just keep building on that.
Right.
And I was like, fuck. Like, that's a great way to think about it. Like, why am I like complaining when I could just like change my mindset a little bit and look at it from a different way and be like, okay, I'm doing like 30, 40-minute workouts now. How about, you know, in the next 2 weeks, get myself up to 45 minutes to an hour?
Yeah.
And like I don't need to go any longer than that. I'm not like
You're
trying
not
to be
Schwarzenegger.
Right. I'm not trying to be a bodybuilder. I just want to be healthy. I want to like be in shape, and I want to look good like for myself. So this.
And if that's your goal, that's fine. You know what I mean? And if it's somebody else's goal to be shredded or ripped or strong, then that's their goal, and that's cool too. You know, and as long as you're constantly working towards that goal, that's the important part. You know what I mean? You just can't give up on that.
Right. But it's also like it's such a like a waste of energy to sit and complain, and I feel like these two are hand in hand, like to complain and to talk about other people.
Absolutely.
And like most of the time if you're talking shit about somebody, it's because they're reflecting back on you something that you don't like about yourself. Yeah. At least in my experience, that's you know, so it's like
it all kind of boils down to insecurities, and we all have them. I mean, no matter how much you think you're secure in yourself, everyone has insecurities, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just rather than talking down on other people about that or complaining about something, if it's something you can change and you can fix, then do that. Change it and fix it. Yeah. Otherwise, don't complain about it. If it's something you can't change, then what's the point in worrying about it? What's the point in complaining about it? Just, I mean, accept it. You know, as hard as it might be, accept it. There's going to be something you don't like about yourself. Right. But if you can't change it, you know, whether it be your hair, your height, whatever, you know, if you can't change it, just accept it and move on.
Like you don't like the way your nose looks or your ears are too big. Like, I'm not super stoked that like my ears are big and they hang out, you know, but like, what am I going to do about that? Right. Nothing. Like, okay.
And you know what? I guarantee you 99% of people don't even recognize it.
Probably 99.9% of people
you are your own worst critic.
Right, exactly.
You look in the mirror and you're like, shit, I don't like that. Shit, I don't like that. Yeah. But nobody else notices it, you know? Right. It's inconsequential at the end of the day.
Yeah, like everybody has their own shit going on. Right. So like why... It's crazy that like we put so much value in like the way that we think other people see us. Yeah. It's not even how they see us. Yeah. It's how like we think that they see us, and it's not even...
Because that's how you see yourself.
Right.
If you're not confident in yourself, then that's gonna come across and portray to other people, and they're gonna recognize that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And So if you look in the mirror and you're happy with yourself and you're confident with yourself, that's going to come across as well, and people are going to want to be around you, and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And so I think it just boils down to just accept who you are and what you are and how you look. You know what I mean? If it's something that you can't change, again, if it's something that you can change and you're not happy about it, then fucking do that and don't complain, because you're one of the worst people if you complain about something that you can change and you do nothing about it.
Right.
That drives me nuts, personally.
One of Kasey's pet peeves.
Yeah.
Like, we were discussing, like, if you're, like, if you are saying, like, oh, I'm not, we won't mention, like, specifics, but, like, somebody that, Kasey used to hang out with, would constantly complain about, being overweight and not being comfortable with the way that they look, but not actively making an effort to change it. Right. So this is like how we just talked about, like, if it's something that you can't change about yourself, like your height or your ears or whatever, like, there's nothing you can do about that.
Yeah.
But if you are gonna complain about not being as healthy as you'd like to be, but then you're not doing anything about it, like, at what point does the pity wear off? Because nobody wants to listen to somebody else complain, especially if they're complaining about themselves.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to hear that. No. Nobody wants to hear. Not even your best friends want to hear that. So
it brings other people down too. Like, you can take time to vent about something.
Right. Getting your feelings out is totally healthy.
Yeah, totally healthy, totally acceptable. But if it's something you're constantly complaining about and then you're doing nothing about it, well, that's just negative vibes. Nobody wants that.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's crazy,
There's this book my older brother Jacob got for me. I don't know where. It's here. It's by Brene Brown.
Yeah.
So I think Kayla has it. But it's called The Gifts of Imperfection, Embracing Who You Are Instead of Who You Think You're Supposed to Be. Right. And he gave me the book probably 2-3 years ago, and I haven't finished it. I'm just like, I get so sidetracked.
You know what? I'm working on the same book for over 2 years now. So
I've been a little bit better about, like, sitting down and, like, being more focused on reading, because I love reading, but it's more like reading for pleasure, like murder mysteries and, like, sci-fi and, like, CIA operatives and stuff like that, But if it's like, I'm trying to, like, actively read more about, like, personal development and growth and, like, things that will resonate with me internally to, like, make myself feel better about myself.
Right. Trying to improve yourself.
Right. And so that book is, from what I've read of it so far, it's amazing. I don't know if you've seen Brene Brown. She has a documentary on Netflix. You should watch it. It's amazing. I don't remember the name of it.
Yeah, I need to check it out.
Yeah, it's just, and we're all guilty of complaining. Like, there's nobody's immune to, like,
we're not sitting here acting like we're perfect and we don't do this, but it's something that we're both, like, actively working on, is being more positive. We had this conversation earlier today. We're both working on being more positive about everything, whether it be, if you're talking about somebody and they're not around, make sure it's positive things you're saying about that person. Because if you're saying negative things about somebody, guess what?
They're probably doing the
same thing to you.
Right. And you want to, and even if you suspect that somebody's saying negative things about you, still say the positive thing. It doesn't matter if you don't like the person, even if you don't like them, then just don't say anything.
Yeah, just don't bring it up at all.
There's no reason to just talk shit on somebody just because you don't like them. But, like we just said, it, like, plays into, like, the insecurity thing. Like, just, like, why does anybody else's life matter?
Yeah.
Like, why does what this person or that person, whatever they're doing, what does that have to do with what you're doing?
Yeah.
Nothing. Unless it's like, this is your business partner and they're like spending all your money, like, okay, that's the issue, but like, again, what are you gonna
But
do? Are you gonna sit and talk shit behind their back, or are you gonna like go to that person and be like, hey bro, why are you spending this money when it's supposed to, you know, like.
I think the easiest way to think about it is like, if you're talking about somebody, and you're think in your head, is this something that I would say to this person's face? If it's not, don't say it. I think that's just like a good general rule to follow, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's a pretty kind of safe guidelines to follow.
Like,
yeah. And just in general, just be more positive. You know what I mean? Like if someone, and if you notice somebody else doing it, just say, you know what I mean? Like if someone was talking shit about you, I'd be like, hey, that's my boy. You know, that's Nick. Like, you know, it's like he's a good dude. You don't know him. You know.
Right.
So why are you talking about him?
Yeah.
Like just say
that's
something.
The thing. Like nobody has, like they might see you like in a bad mood and you're like, like fuck this, blah blah whatever, but it's like maybe you're just having a bad day.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you're a bad person, but to this random person that sees that, they're like, oh, he's a fucking dick, and then they have this perception of you, right? But they don't. All they see is that one incident.
Right.
And so it's literally like I've been like trying to like in my notepad on my phone like write down like thoughts, and like some of them are like getting put into like Instagram posts, and some of them are just like for me like just like writing out like. I've been like getting back into journaling just the last few days. I was doing it for like a month or two, and I fell off, and I started doing it again, but it's more so like in my notepad also like throughout the day if I'm just having like thoughts or whatever. And literally the most recent one is like, why are we so concerned with like if somebody that you work with gets the promotion that you wanted, why are we instantly inclined to be like, fuck that person, I should have got it? Why not like, hell yeah bro, congratulations, like, and genuinely mean it, be like, cool, like you were the better candidate,
right?
You, or even if you weren't, like you nailed the interview and I didn't.
That's fine, there's nothing wrong with that.
But
you know where you need to improve for next time.
Exactly, right? Rather than like trying to drag somebody else down, use that as like, okay, I need to step up. Right, I need to step something up and do better. And it's hard to like break out of that habit when you like have these negative thoughts, and like especially if you're around negative people all the time. Yeah. It's really hard to.
It's very easy to get caught up in it.
Right, and like fall into that trap. But it's just you gotta resist, or you need to change who the fuck you're spending your time with. Yeah. Those are like, I mean, ideally change the fuck you're spending your time with, because you can only resist it for so long.
Right. Before you get caught up in it.
Right, and then you're like,
it's inevitable. You know, it's like Thanos. It's inevitable.
Oh man.
So, yeah, and I think that's pretty much the gist of like what we were getting at earlier. Yeah. We don't want to keep it going too long.
Yeah, I don't know, like, we're gonna, like, this episode's gonna be a little bit shorter. If somebody could, like, hit me up and give me some feedback. The last one was a little over an hour. The first one was slightly under 30 minutes. Yeah. I'm not quite sure how long this one is, but we kept it a little shorter. Yeah. So just, like, hit me up and give me some feedback. Long, short, in the middle, however. It'd be cool to know so that I can... We don't really, like, have a... Like, so far, and this is the third one, I don't really have, like, a plan going into it. We're just kind of, like... Just kind of talk. Turn on the mic and turn on the phone and
if you keep sitting here shooting the shit, you can go for a couple hours, but right, exactly. Not everyone wants to listen to that.
Yeah, so, like, I'm trying to, like, keep it, like, bring some substance and...
in bite-sized pieces, you know?
Right, and like don't ramble, but like
it's kind of like a protein bar, you know. It's like there's a lot of nutrients in there, but it's in a bite-sized little package, you know. Right. And so it's like
those Robert Irvine ones.
Right. Oh, that shit is fire!
Whew, too fire.
That peanut butter chocolate though.
Cool. Well, yeah, man. Thanks for doing this.
Of course, brother. Anytime, man.
We're gonna cut it there. Again, this is the Comeback Journey podcast. Stay tuned. We'll get some more going soon. And thanks for listening and watching if you're on YouTube looking at this. Cool.
See you next time.
Yeah. See you next time. Thanks, guys.